VTI versus VXUS. 2. ETFs. One tracks the entire US market. The other tracks the world outside of it. But in 2025, which one belongs in your portfolio? Welcome to Asset Index, where we help you navigate wealth with data, not hype. Today we are comparing VTI and VXUS, breaking down performance, diversification, risk, and which ETF makes more sense in the current market. Let's get into it. Part 1. What is VTI? VTI is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. It includes large, mid, and small cap companies across the entire US economy, over 4,000 in total. It gives you exposure to tech, healthcare, energy, financials, and everything in between, all in a single ETF. Part 2. What is VXUS? VXUS is the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. It excludes US companies and includes stocks from over 40 countries, both developed and emerging markets. VXUS gives you exposure to Europe, Asia, South America, and beyond. It includes companies like Samsung, Nestle, Alibaba, Toyota, and HSBC. Part 3. Performance comparison. Historically, VTI has outperformed VXUS. Why? Because the US stock market, especially its tech sector, has been the global growth engine for over a decade. From 2010 to 2024, VTI returned around 11 to 12% annually. VXUS returned around 4 to 6%. That is a big gap. Part 4. Diversification. VXUS offers one key benefit that VTI does not: geographic diversification. If all your money is in US companies, you are exposed to one country's political system, economy, and currency. VXUS spreads that risk across multiple regions and economies. This matters during times of US underperformance or when the dollar weakens. Part 5. Currency and political risk. VXUS comes with more currency fluctuation and political risk. That means its returns are impacted by exchange rates, interest rate decisions abroad, and global stability. VTI is simpler. One currency. One economy. Fewer surprises. Part 6. Tax considerations. VXUS may be less tax efficient for US investors. Foreign dividend withholding taxes and more complex reporting can reduce your after-tax returns. VTI is more straightforward, especially in taxable accounts. But in a tax-advantaged account like an IRA, the difference is smaller. Part 7. Correlation. VTI and VXUS are not perfectly correlated, meaning they do not move in sync. That is good for diversification. When US stocks underperform, international stocks sometimes outperform, and vice versa. Owning both helps smooth long-term volatility. Part 8. Current outlook. In 2025, many investors are asking, is now the time to invest internationally? US stocks have dominated for over a decade. But valuations in international markets are lower. Many analysts believe non-US stocks may outperform in the next 10 years due to stronger earnings growth and cheaper prices. VXUS gives you access to that potential. Part 9. Portfolio use. Here is how I use them. VTI is the core of my portfolio, stable, diversified, and historically strong. VXUS is a complement. I use it to add global diversification and hedge against US risk. I keep around 20 to 30% of my stock allocation in VXUS, and the rest in VTI and other US-focused ETFs. Part 10. Final thoughts. If you want simplicity, historical strength, and less complexity, VTI is the better one-fund solution. If you want global exposure, lower valuations, and potential upside from emerging markets, VXUS adds balance and reach. There is no right answer. But for most investors, the real answer is own both. Subscribe to Asset Index for weekly ETF comparisons and wealth-building content that actually works. Coming up next, my top 3 ETF Picks for a beginner portfolio in 2025.